Okay, we're going to just hop right into this. I do want to, because I think this is the world. I'm gonna rename it streaming. Did it do it? There it goes. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be playing One Block today, which I played last night for like 3 hours. Not this world, but a world with my partner, and it was a lot of fun. So we're gonna be playing it again. And see what we can build up. I do think I started this world, but I think I only placed like 2 or 3 blocks down. Oh no, I didn't. Nice. So basically, you just get blocks. You just have to keep breaking this block, and you get more blocks. And that's essentially the whole basis of the game. But it's a whole lot of fun. Guess we're just gonna get a whole lot of dirt. Now it's gonna give us some wood, which is good. I always get nervous that I'm gonna like fall off of it. Ooh, we're getting moss blocks too. Okay, I think we can build a crafting table and then an axe. Also, I'm pretty sure there are some mods in this world, but I'm not sure what mods they are, honestly. I just downloaded this mod pack. It was called, like, Better One Block, but I'm not sure what mods are in it or anything. Also, I realized that I don't even have my chat open. Wait, where is my chat? It's not even here. Hold on. Where's my chat? Why isn't my chat not in my... Hello? Yeah? Why? My mic is on. Your thing is unmuted. I'm being muted. Oh, here's my chat. Okay, hi! I don't have my chat open. Not me not having my chat open. I'm so used to, like, I've been recording a lot, so thank you for the lurk, though. Can you hear me now? Okay. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's muted on your end. Hi, hi, hi. How are you? How you doing? I am good. I've just been playing a lot of Minecraft, so Minecraft has been on my mind recently. So hard. So much. I kind of like how this world, compared to the one I was playing on yesterday, is like you can see where I can place the blocks. Oh. Okay. It's kind of loud. Hi. Oh my god. He scares me every time. He's so scary. He's so scary. He has a llama. Beasties. I know I was supposed to be playing Palia, but Minecraft has been on my mind heavy. So should I get this jungle sapling? I don't know. What if I lose the block that I'm supposed to be? Ooh, what's that? Mud. Okay. Oh god. Hello. Okay. This is the most interesting stream of my life. Just cutting this block. I promise you it gets better. It does, it does. All right. We're gonna make this slightly bigger. Okay. Slightly bigger. I don't know. Because I feel like... Alright, can you move? You're on the block, dude. You're on the block! I kind of want to move this. Be next to the block. So I don't forget what block it is. No, sir! Move! I don't know what we're gonna do with this, this moss, but that's cool. In the other save, we don't get moss blocks. I think you can... I know there's a way to like make carpet moss and stuff. He has, ooh, he has glowstone. He has melon seeds, but we don't have any cobblestone. He has acacia saplings. Fertile season, summer. What does that mean? You're cozy and warm. Ooh, spore blossom. And then he also has order a horse, order a sheep. For diamond, wow, he's expensive. Should I order? We do have an oak sapling at least. Okay. Mehove, sir. Oh. What was that? I thought I killed him. But he's right here. What was that? That was literally him. In front of my face, dying. Oh. Now we get some stone, which is really good. The annoying part about this part is like the switching of tools or back and forth. Do I keep hitting him? It's pretty here. Okay, we're nowhere near the next like upgrade, but I might make the space a little bit bigger. Sir, please. I guess we could buy the melon seeds now. Let's buy 2 of them. You haven't played Minecraft in a year? I just saw that. Yeah, I've recently have been like obsessed with Minecraft. It's literally all I've been playing every single day. I even downloaded a couple of different mod packs. So I downloaded this like really cozy like fairy core mod pack that I want to try out. I might play that next stream. I don't know yet. Oh, he's back. A bucket of pufferfish. Ooh, he does have some coal for 42 dirt. I might go ahead and buy that so I can light up the area a little bit. Because it's a little dark. It's a little dark in here. And I don't like it. Okay. Okay. That's much better. Yeah, I downloaded a couple. What is that? What keeps popping up in front of my face? I'm so confused. I'm so confused as to what keeps popping up in front of my face. That is the second time that's happened. I am. I'm so confused, dude. Every game confuses me, dude. Every game. I kind of like the breaking sound of um, the wood. Okay. I am going to... I want to build like a little area. Okay, hold on. We're gonna extend, I think. Okay, and then I'm gonna build like a little like fence or something for this area. So maybe he'll... this didn't really work when I tried it last time, but oh my god, wait, what is this? Nitwit head. What is this? Oh, I did kill him. That's you, sir. I'm so confused. Why do I have his head, dude? Why do I have your head? Why do I have your head? Oh my god. I don't like it. Okay, we're going to just like... Oh, I need to make more. Okay, and then... What is this? Rotate grid. Balance grid. Clear grid. Ooh, okay. We can search recipes. Cool, okay. I just want to build like... a little area here. I need more. And then I need one of these. Okay. What should I do with his head? Oh my god. Keep it as decoration? I'm terrified. Why do I have his head? One thing I did learn is I want to get sheep early on so we can build a bed. Oh, he's back. I also think I want to make this a little bit bigger. Okay. What do you have for me? Turtle, Scott, I don't know. A cherry sapling. Oh my god. I need one more. Hold on. Literally need one more dirt. Okay, where'd he go? I want this. Thank you, sir. Okay. Oh my god! Why does he keep dying? What is going on? That did not happen in the other save. Why does he keep just passing out in front of my block? Okay, things are normal now. Everything is fine. He keeps making noises and it's making me scared. It makes me feel like he's gonna die again. And I don't want him to die on me again. Sir, can you be normal, please? We're getting closer to 750. We're still kind of far away, but I want to know what the next block is going to be. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, you appeared in here. No. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Oh, what do you have? Dark oak sapling. Bamboo. Okay, I don't want any of that stuff right now. Stay out there. Also, have you guys seen how cute my skin is? Look at me. Look at me. I'm adorable. I'm a bee. I wasn't even doing anything. I wasn't even doing anything, and he literally appeared and died in front of me. I wasn't doing anything. Okay, we're going to extend. Sir, please stop dying. I don't know what's going on. What if... Oh, oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Now hear me out. What if I start, like... Okay. I keep this, like, center area. And then... I extend out. I feel like the center area needs to be a little bigger, though. I extend out with, like, wooden planks or something. And make, like, bridges. Right? Okay. I'm gonna make the area a little bit smaller, and then, like, I mean, a little bit bigger. And then I can make, like, one extension, I can make, like, a farm. One extension, I can make my house. One extension, I can make... Yeah, like that. I was also thinking of making an SMP because I really want to play modded, like a modded SMP. Like, I want to make it super girly though, and like have like super girly mods. I have been looking at this one. It's called like Slice of Life, and it is the cutest mod ever. We got iron. Okay, hold on. It's called Slice of Life, and it makes everything pink and girly, and you have to buy Java. Please buy Java, and I will freaking buy it for you. And so we can so we can play modded Minecraft. Ooh, and coal? Was that coal? I think so. I think so. Okay, I need to adjust myself. Okay. Oh my god, it's raining, and the mod makes it so like the rain is on my screen. I was like, what are these blue dots on my face? Okay, what we're gonna do, we have a little bit more dirt. And then, oh, there's puddles! Muddy puddles! Okay, that's cute. Anyways, I got too excited about puddles. Let's see. Let's make... So what I'm thinking is first of all, making maybe... Okay, first of all, let's just make it all into oak planks. Also, it goes into stacks of 100. That is interesting. Okay. Then we are going to need oak fences. So let's make like a good amount of oak fences. And then what I want to do is put oak fences around. Maybe make it like 2 wide. Or should I make it... No, I need to make it wider, like 4 wide. Because I need to put fences. Sure, stop following me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna bother me that it's not even, so... Okay, this isn't gonna work. Hold on. No. No. Okay, it needs to be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then I think that is even. So then it's gonna bother me that it's not a perfect square. Yeah, I really want to make like a super girly pop. Super girly. Super girly Minecraft server. Where everything is pink. Maybe there's plushies and stuff. I don't know. I want to download like cute girly mods. Oh, what does he have for us today? Look at him. Where are you going, sir? Come on, come back. Okay, he has a sponge, string, carrots. Maybe we don't have enough. We don't have enough for any of this. He's so expensive. Pretty flowers, pink, yes, exactly. Pastel, exactly. That's what I want. That is what I want. Because usually when I have an SMP... Please get out. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to close it. When I have an SMP, I usually make it like super naturey, but I really want like something, I don't know. I want to play and I want it to be super pink and girly, and that's what I want. That's what we're doing. That's what we're gonna do. That's my plan. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, we do need to make a furnace. And then we can make this iron. Okay. That is good. Okay. So then let's extend it a little bit more. And then we can do... One, two, three, four, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just give me a second to fix my mistake. It needs to be perfect, or I am going to cry. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need one there too. Oh, well, since when does it do that? That has to be a mod or something. It does not do that. Okay. We need to make more fencing. No. This is not gonna work. Okay, there it goes. And then there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not perfect. This is wrong. Maybe I need to... Okay. Okay. All right, we're fine now. We are fine. Then I was thinking... Well... Okay, this is what I was actually thinking. How do I get in here? Okay, this is what I was actually thinking. And, oh my god! What are you gonna do now, sir? What are you gonna do now? Why did you get over there? Now I have to save you. Come here. Don't do that again. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Can this pink tree grow so I can have pretty pink tree? It might not. It might not grow with that thing there. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, we do need more oak fences. No, sir. I don't know. Can I fall from here? I think I can. Ooh, okay. Hold on. That looks good. Okay, we could do something like that. Okay, I literally can't see. It's too dark. I don't have any torches on me. Okay. I love that sound. It's so cute. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna do that? And then I'm thinking... let me cook, let me cook. I'm cooking, I'm cooking. No. No. Oh my god. Okay. So, and then I think what we'll do is we'll have it like we'll have another like we need dirt. We need another area with dirt, I think. But I think what I'm gonna do is have maybe this area be like stone. This area be wood. I don't know. Or should I have every area be wood? I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Okay. I guess let's keep breaking this block. We do have iron now. Which is good. I should make a chest soon. It doesn't work. My We Are Farmers noise doesn't work. I know. What does he have today? Pumpkin seeds. Ooh, okay, hold on. We might buy some of those. He also has azalea. Sea pickle. A donkey and a chicken. We don't have any diamonds yet, but I'm sure we'll get them eventually. I don't know what we would need a sea pickle for, but that's cool. Ah. Please don't. Please don't. After playing this one block game, all I hear is Minecraft Villager. They're just like in my ear. It's like in my ear. It does not go away. It scares me every time that happens. I don't understand why that keeps happening. The Minecraft Villager noise? Maybe. Friendly mobs. But then I wouldn't be able to hear, like, the chickens and stuff. I can lower it at least. I like the chicken noises, and especially once I get cats, I want to hear the cats. The voices one? Narrator / voice, you think? We can try it. No, it's not. I can hear him still. I can hear him still. Maybe I should play music. Maybe I should play some music or something. Oh my god. I forgot I have that emote. It looks so ugly. It's like the ugliest thing ever. It's me when I'm about to crash out for real. Oh my god. It's so ugly. And then I literally just got a new one. Which one was it? Did I even put it in yet? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I did. I just got this one. It's so cute. And then I'm getting another one. I'm getting another one. It's currently being worked on. It's like the "this is fine" emote with like the fire. He has carrots, gravel. How do I know what season it is? Because it says like season on it, but stay out there, sir. I know. He thought he was about to come in here. I was like, no, absolutely not. Stay out there. Okay, I am going to smell. Oh my god, every time it scares the hell out of me. I don't know why that keeps happening. I'm gonna make a chest. Sarah's next to me and Sarah keeps laughing and I don't know what's going on. I'm jumpy as fuck too. I don't watch scary movies for a reason. I like this game, I swear. We were talking to Sarah's friend earlier and they were talking about like scary games and stuff and I was like, I get scared at Minecraft, my dude. You jumped at your own shadow. Oh my god. Stop it. That's so funny. Ooh, wait, what is this? Loot all items from the storage to your inventory. Cool. Deposit all items from the inventory to the storage. Rename this storage. Sort the items. Okay, well, I did that for no reason, but that's cool. Let's put his head in there because I don't know what to do with that. I guess we could plant some spruce. Okay, we might actually need this. I actually need that dirt. Oh my god. Look how smart I am. That's who I heard chuckling. Yeah, like they keep chuckling in the background. I'm like, what is going on? Look how smart I am. I put the chest in front of the Aren't I so smart? I am honestly the smartest person I know. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna put it on this side. You're being sarcastic, right? Shut up. I'm the smartest person I know. Okay. Okay. quick stacks and nearby storages. What? What are these mods? That's so cool. What was I going to go do? I don't remember what I was going to go do, but... Sarah, can you move? Thank you. Oh my god, my phone thought I said Siri. No. Leave me alone. I wanted to make sticks, first of all. Then I wanted to make oak fences. Okay. Then... You do. Nobody else can bully me. I'll cry. Stop it. No bullying. Okay. What we're gonna do, I think, is... I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm lying. I kind of want... Okay. I want to build a farm. So I might make this area into grass. To... What? For the next 3 nights? What are you doing for the next 3 nights? Working? Sleeping? What are you doing? Working. Gross. At least you had a little break for a little bit. Okay, yeah, what we're gonna do is we're going to make this area... A minor moon has appeared. What does that mean? Does it mean that I work faster? Fell asleep at 9 a.m. Woke up when I messaged you. Tried to nap, but can't. I also tried to nap today, and I could not. You work tonight, too? I also tried to nap today, but it was a fail. I, like, closed my eyes for, like, 30 minutes, and then I came back to my computer and played Palia. I fished for, like, an hour. Caught no fish that I wanted. Tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. Ew. Gross. I don't work... Well, I work my at-home job, but I don't work my other job until next weekend. And then I'm back there every weekend for the unforeseeable future. I took a couple of weekends off, which has been super nice because I don't usually get days off. Where is he? He has coal, birch saplings, prismarine shard. I might take you up on this crimson fungus. I spelled survive wrong. Oh my god. I'm still spelling it wrong. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Is this not gonna grow because it's right next to, Okay, I'm gonna put it there. You definitely did not see that. god, it scares me. Okay. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I think, is put 2 gates here. Make this like the farm area so then I can put animals over there. I think. Also, an ad starts in like 2.5 minutes or so. Okay. So then I want to make a gate. I want 2. Nice. Oh, that's not good. It's over the thing. Um, 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 I'm cooked. Guys, I'm cooked. I think I'm cooked. Yep. Okay. Well, but you know what we do have now? Pink trees! So I think what we're going to do is, that's not what I wanted to do. What we're going to do is make stone bricks. Stone bricks. I love me some stone bricks. And we are going to make stone path this way. And then that way, we are going to build an area that's going to have my house, a little storage building. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. What do I want? What do I want? Okay, honestly, we might just have to... We might just have to... Oh, so pretty. Cherry logs. I cannot believe that that tree just spawned that way. Can't believe it. Oh my god. How dare... Okay. And then... I think this way... Actually, I have no idea what we're gonna build this way. I might do like a tree farm, like that area might be like a farm for animals, and then this area will be like a farm for trees and crops. Yeah, that might be what I do. But I think we're going to make it out a little bit more. And then you finished your project. Nice. Nice. Oh my god. I thought you meant your homework, dude. 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 Oh my god. This better be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Watch it not. Watch it not be. Oh my god. Yeah, I kind of want to see. Day 5 has arrived. Nice. Wait. I haven't gotten attacked yet. Am I not gonna get attacked? Are there no mobs? I thought they attacked me on like day 3 or 4 or something. Okay, I am going to make an iron. Make iron and then make an iron axe. We need to move a little faster than what we're doing right now. We're moving a little slow. Hi, welcome in, Wars. How are you? I refuse to make a shovel. I don't know why, but I refuse to make a shovel. I know it would make things a lot quicker with the, like, dirt, but then that means I have 3 things that I have to switch through, and 2 is already annoying. Oh my god! Every time, sir! Where is he, by the way? Imagine he actually died this time. He's not here. Okay, but our tree is ready for chopping. Okay. That's not what I wanted to put down. There we go. I'm trying to get pink wood for my house. I want my house to be pink. So far we have 36 cherry logs. Oh, let's cut that other one down. Okay. He appeared. He's back. I think he fell, but it's fine. He has potatoes, dark oak sapling. He has sand. I might buy some. He also has nether wart. Okay, we are going to put... Oh, I need those actually. This dripstone in here. Oh, we got an apple. Yeah, I definitely want to build an area for trees. Like, it's gonna have to be a pretty big area. Oh my god. Tree popped out of nowhere. Okay. Let's keep building this area, I think. So we can get sheep soon. I refuse to get rid of that cow emote. I feel like it's going to be part of my channel forever. Okay. I also don't need this mud on me. We could, though. Nice. Okay. Let's keep going. The nice part about playing this in multiplayer is that one person can always be like cutting down on this block and progressing us more, while the other one is like building and working on other stuff. We're very close to the next level, though. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's living on the edge. Okay. He has raw gold, bamboo. Honestly, I might buy some bamboo from him. Let's see if I can buy some bamboo from him. Does bamboo just grow on dirt? No, somebody tell me. Okay. So if I just place it on this dirt somewhere, it'll just start growing. Okay. I'm gonna place it here. Right? If I just... Yeah. Hopefully it'll just grow. Okay. Let's actually build another furnace. Let's build another furnace. Oh my god. Whoa. What mod is that? Okay. And then let's put some iron to smelt. Okay. definitely gonna use these moss blocks for things, for like decoration purposes, I think. I don't know, what else can you use moss? Never played Minecraft modded before? You only played Bedrock? I think bamboo is in the original Minecraft though. I don't think it's a mod. Only Bedrock on your PS4? Yeah, I really only play modded Minecraft. Sometimes I will play like regular vanilla Minecraft, but it's super rare. I enjoy it modded more, but I think it's because like I've already like done all of the like basic things, like going to the end and all that. But there is so much that I don't know still. Especially because they add new things like every year almost. Like I just learned what a sniffer. Okay, well I knew what a sniffer was, but I just found out how to get them, and they're in warm oceans in these like sandstone type structures, and you have to use this like brush to get them out of this like specialty sand, and like the egg out of the specialty sand, and then you put the egg. Oh wow, this bamboo has grown quickly. Where is he? I heard him appear. I hear him. Oh my god. He's on the bamboo, sir. Sir! What are you doing? How do we get him down? Oh! He's running around. Okay. Sir, please, just stay still. I wanted to see what you have. Oh my god. He has cactuses. That's cool. Okay. Sir, you are crazy. Okay. Okay, we have some bamboo. He's crazy. Yeah, go nap. Enjoy your nap. Enjoy your nap. Alright. Oh! Wow. Y'all, now I have a pink tree, my dudes. Look at the pink tree. Is that vanilla or is that a mod? I have never done that before. Okay. That's vanilla? Oh, I'm stupid, y'all. I have never stripped a tree. Does it do it in this one too? Oh my god. Wow. Okay. I am learning new things every day. Okay. I swear I hear him taking health. He's at 70%. Do I have to heal him or something? I don't know what to do. What happens when he dies? It's his fault. He's the one spawning on my goddamn bamboo. Okay. That's good. Okay. Let's take this. Let's cut my pink tree down because I guess there's no reason for it. Oh, wait. Do I get stripped cherry? This is so pretty. Why? Why does this happen to me? Now I have... Oh my god, I have so much bamboo. What am I supposed to do with this? If you make it into planks, it will look the same. Like the same... As in like the same it always does. Oh. But if I don't make it into planks, and I keep this really pretty pink wood... Okay, we're just gonna have like hanging... Hanging leaves everywhere. I don't know what to do about that. Okay, it's fine. Let's plant more cherry saplings because we're gonna need them. Thank you for the sippy sip. I'll drink some water. Fine. I guess you're yelling at me to drink water. Fine. Where's my water? Okay. Let's keep going. How much dirt do we have, actually? 44. Okay. We do have not enough to make the area that I want to make, but a bigger area. Ooh, muddy puddles. Oh, it doesn't make the noise. What is that, dude? Okay. I think what I want to do is build 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then build like a building back here. Okay, what I need to do is build more fences. Okay. Oh my god, why do I do this? Sir, you're not allowed over there. Go away. Okay, and then what I want to do is build like a barn or something to go over there. Oh my god, why do I keep doing that? I have to figure out what barn I want to build, but I want to build like some type of barn. Okay. We're gonna keep doing that. We have a lot of pretty wood now. And then I think... Oh, I want to build some... stone stairs, I think. Bruh. Okay, this tree's got to go. Okay. And I think it's gonna lead to my storage house and also like my house. This road. Okay. I really like how that looks. Okay, I think I want to make, what's this? What's a crank? A campfire. That's cute. A flute? What do you need a flute for? You can make mossy stone. That's cute. I can also make moss carpet. Okay. I don't know. I'm just messing around with what I can make now. Yeah, I can make mossy cobblestone and stuff. That's really cool. I can make a stone lamp. That's cool. Okay. Let's see. A granite wall. I don't really want it. I don't like granite. It's ugly to me. My God, we have so much. Ew, look at his face. Why does your face do that, dude? Okay, let's see. So I need more dirt. No, I don't need more dirt. I need more dirt for the other side. Because this side, I want to do trees. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do trees. Oh, I also need more fencing. We're probably gonna need... Okay. And then we need fencing. Timber brace. Cool. Okay. Let's make fencing. This isn't enough, but this is good for now. And then what I think I'm gonna do is have like a path going like this way, kind of like turning, and then have like houses over there and like a storage building over there. Okay. Oh, he is back with more stuff. He's here. I was like, don't tell me he's on the freaking bamboo again. He has ice. We are going to need water, but I don't know. He wants iron for it. Which we do have. Nicer. Give me your water. And then, okay, so how do I do this? So I have a bucket. Oh god, he's in my area. Okay, I'm just gonna put the ice in there for now and figure that out later, but eventually. Oh my god. I hate it. I don't understand why that keeps happening. That has to be some weird bug. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to close the thing. Can you get out? Get out. Go. Goodbye. Sure, please leave. Thank you. Don't look at me with your eyebrows. With your eyebrows. Okay. So I'm gonna cut down this tree. I wonder why this one's not growing. I wonder if it has anything to do with this bamboo. Sure, please move. Come on. You can do it. There it goes. I wonder if I can reach this thing now. No. I wonder if I'm like... No. Okay, it's okay. We'll get it eventually. Because we're gonna have to build like a path that way anyways. So, it'll be fine. Hi. Hey, Bridget, how are you? I haven't talked to you in so long. Have you ever played One Block before? I've been obsessed with it recently. I'm doing really good. Always wanted to, but never did. Yeah, I just tried it for the first time yesterday with my partner, and it was a lot of fun. So I started my own world today, and it's been fun. So far, we have, I'll show you around. So far, we have this area that's going to be like a little farming area. I'm going to build a barn over here. And this is going to be like where the animals are. And then eventually, I think we'll have like little outspurts, like horses will be that way and whatever. But for now, that's what we got. And then you have to get on the SMP if you're getting back into Minecraft. Oh my god, I've been playing Minecraft so freaking much recently. We have a cute Italian-inspired village for spawn? What? That sounds so cute. I've been very much into Minecraft recently. Very much into Minecraft. I have missed it. Oh. I have missed it so much. There's so much that I don't know about it, too. Build a cute purple and Scion thing for me. I will. I will. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. Sir, what are you doing here? I'll have to get on the SMP. Minecraft is such a good game. It really is. I took like the longest break. I think I just like tired myself out with it. Like it was just like, I only played Minecraft for years. And that's like the only game I played for years. But then when I discovered other games, I was like, ooh, this is so much better. Right? I don't like how he walks either. And then look at his eyebrows. Why are they moving like that? Why is it moving like that? I hate it. Oh my god. A minor moon has appeared. I take breaks from every game 1 to 6 months at a time. Me too. I'm kind of like that. Recently, I've just been super into Minecraft. So I've been playing Minecraft for the past like week or two now. I know, his eyebrows are weird. Hi, Small. How are you? I've been playing Minecraft for the past 2 weeks or so. I recently just started one block yesterday, which has been super fun. But I did want to get back into like playing in SMPs and stuff again, and like recording and stuff. I really want to. You are not new here. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to close the thing. Okay, please move, sir. Please move. Thank you for the sippy sip. I'll drink some water. I have like a headache that's been like in the back of my head all day, and I think it's because I'm not drinking enough water. So what do you mean? I'm doing really great. I'm doing really good. Just been playing my obsession, which has been Minecraft. I was gonna play Palia today, but I am obsessed with Minecraft and I can't stop thinking about it. So also, look at my cute skin. It's my VTuber like design. This is, you'll see it in like my custom model that I have coming up, but it's so cute. It's so cute. I've been so busy lately, but this week I've been not busy. Like this week I have been like this weekend I don't even work my second job. So I will message you. But recently I've been super busy because I've been working 2 jobs, which has been crazy. But things have slowed down for me a little bit. So it's been nice because I've been like actually able to get to my PC. Like some days I wasn't even getting to my PC at all. Like it was horrible. Like I was literally just getting home and sleeping and that's it. But I slowed down how much I'm working at my second job. Like I'm only working there twice a week or so. This week I'm not working there at all because I took off. But next week I only work there like 2 times or 1 time. Something like that. I know, it's so cute. I got it like, I usually make my own skins because yeah, but I recently got this one commissioned for like $10 or something. Oh, he has new things for me. He has an oak beehive. Ooh. A sniffer egg. Oh man, we don't have diamond. But we do have iron, so I might actually take him up on that beehive. I don't really know how beehives work, not gonna lie, but we might take him up on it. We're gonna put that there. Yeah, I don't know how that works. So how does your camera whatever connect to your VTuber model? So it's through my phone. So on my phone, I have a tracking app. It's called like mocap. Oh my, I don't know why he keeps falling from the sky. But it's just like a tracking app. Mocap. Hold on. I'm gonna not have tracking for a second because I want to see what this app is called. But it's called iFacial Mocap. And basically it just tracks my my face and connects to VTube Studio and VBridger, and that's how I connect everything. I can show you. Like I can share my screen and show you how everything works. Honestly, I recommend it. Like I love having a VTube model, and this VTube model that I'm currently using is a customizable VTube model. I spent like 120 on it or 130. Is that how most people do it? Yes. So they usually use their iPhone or their phone, or you can even use your webcam. If you have a webcam, you can use your webcam to track your face. My partner, that's how they do it because they don't have the thing on their phone because you have to pay for it. But they use their webcam and it works pretty well. Like it's honestly not bad for using a webcam. And yeah, they use their webcam through VTube Studio. But yeah, and this is, like I said, a customizable model. There's so many customizable models now. I can send you some. Some are honestly pretty cheap. I even have a chibi model for free. I can show you. I can show you. I can show you. I like showing all of this stuff. You're gonna see my thing, my bar at the bottom. I think you can see my chibi model. Maybe not. Is it not? No, this is not my chibi model. Did I not have my chibi model on here? Oh, it's this one. This is my chibi model that I got for free, like completely free. But yeah, to get the hair on my model, like for my regular model, to get the hair on my model, I know it's so cute. I had to customize like the textures and stuff, which was a little bit difficult, a little bit complicated to do. But the customizable model without adjusting the textures and everything is honestly like it comes out really good. But I had to adjust like textures and make it a specific way and like mess with it in Photoshop and all that stuff because wanted a specific like thing on my hair that they don't do automatically, but I made it more complicated for myself as I do. But you can make it less complicated for sure. But there's so many customizable models that you can get, and I like it. It's better than having like no camera or anything on the screen, I think. Um because it's still like you're like interacting. I don't know, people like it, you know? People like it. I didn't want to be a face cam streamer anymore. You usually make things more complicated, but it usually turns out well. Thank you. Yeah, I do like making things complicated for myself, but it did actually turn out really well. Like my model looks really cute, and I do have a custom model that I commissioned somebody for, but it was expensive, and that is coming within the next like 2 months or so. They're working on it right now, and that's exciting. But honestly, customizable models are amazing. My partner also uses a customizable model, and their model is really cute too. Ooh. Oh, we're so close to upgrading to the next one. But I like being a VTuber. It's definitely a little bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out, it's not bad. The only thing I will say is you do need like a very good PC or a decent PC to get it running correctly. Because my old PC struggled. Well, it depends. It depends what you're playing. If you're playing like The Sims 4 and Minecraft and stuff, games like that, it'll probably be fine. But I've noticed when I was playing certain games with my last PC, it was acting up and it was like lagging a little bit. Ooh, redstone. What else? Redstone. Copper. Lapis. What else we get? We had iron already. Okay, okay. Just lapis and redstone and copper. Okay, that's not bad. Honestly, the next upgrade isn't that far either, so... Oh, and we get gold. Nice. Oh, I am getting hungry in the game already. We are going to have to grow things. I did want to make... This area, I wanted to make like a farm. Hi, sir. Okay. The only thing that's going to be weird is... Thank you. I see that you're selling things. That's awesome. Is that we might have to make a staircase or something. Dude. Because... I don't know how crops are going to work with the water. Okay, we need more dirt. Well, what if I do... something like this. Then... Oh, I just like lagged a little. That was weird. Because then I can walk around it. We love lag. Yeah, I know. That was weird. That was a little weird. Also, why do I not have more of these trees growing? Okay, and then maybe do something like this. We need more dirt. I have so much stuff. I need to figure out like a storage situation. Transfer items from your... Okay, like that. and this. I do want to build a shears so I can... Oh my god, it's so tall. Literally so tall. Oh, but it gives it to me. You scare me, sir. Every time. Okay, I can't reach that. So we might just have to cut this tree down. Okay, we figured that out. And then let's put another one down. That bamboo grows so fast. That's crazy. Are my children making fun of me right now? I know bamboo has like taken over some areas because of how much it grows. Where am I going? Because of how much it grows. But it's crazy how fast it grows. Hot and coal. An advancement made. Okay. Let's put that there. We have stone. Let's make some stone bricks. Let's deposit that. Sort them because they're a mess. Okay, and then we have... Let's smelt some more iron. I'm hungry. I want foodies. I don't even know what I ate for dinner today. Oh, I remember. Okay, I think what we're going to do is... Feels like a... Hold on, this isn't gonna work. Okay. Oh my god, I almost fell off. I wanted to build like a turning path. That makes sense. And then I wanted to build like my house over here. I feel like this has to go out more for it to look right. I love how it sounds like I'm wearing heels in this game. Okay. Let's make more fences. I'm scared of falling. Can you tell with all the fences everywhere? Oh my god, he scared me. It is too narrow. Well, it might be fine. What do you have for sale right now? Mangrove. Oh, I don't have enough dirt. Hold on, sir. Don't leave. Watch him leave. Do you have enough dirt yet? No. He said no. Can you move? Here, please. What happened to your eyeballs? Where are your eyes? Okay, now do I have enough? Wait, come back. I do. Ooh, I can get a bell for gold. I can order a cap for diamonds, and I don't have diamonds. An eclipse moon has appeared. We should probably make sure that everything is, lit up enough, huh? That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Okay, I think we're fine. I thought I heard something. I think the reason I like one block so much is because I don't have to go mining. Everything just is handed to me. And I hate potentially dying in mining. Why is it so dark? I am scared. Oh my god. I think if we just don't look up, we'll be fine. Let's just focus. Let's lock in right now. It's so dark. I've never experienced the eclipse. The eclipse moon. I was like, oh, let's light up the place so it's a little bit brighter. Did nothing. Okay. We really need to grow. Oh my god, it's so pretty though. Look how pretty this area is. It's very dark though. So how exactly do we get water from ice? Do we just put the ice down and then break it? So yes. Okay. So then so like this. So I put this down and then I just mine it. Oh, that worked. Nice. I've never done that before. Cool. Okay. So then we can grow our... Oh, wait. Oh yeah, we can grow the pumpkin seeds, right? Can we grow pumpkin seeds even though there's one thing of dirt? Or do we need two things of dirt? Two, right? Okay. Oh, I need a hoe. I need a hoe. Actually, why am I gonna grow pumpkin? I feel like I should grow... You only need to hoe where you plant it. Okay. Is melon the same way or no? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Let's make a hoe. I need sticks. And then make a hoe. Okay. Um, Okay. I also want to grow... I want him to sell other seeds. Oh, he has... God darn it. I just... Hold on. Let's get some dirt. Of course, he has other seeds when I don't have any dirt on me. Is my inventory full? It is. It's crazy how much dirt you need. Day 8 has arrived. Okay, let's see if he's selling any... Okay, perfect. Let's buy these. Perfect. Oh my god, he's on the tree again. Look at him. King of the world. Oh, he's gonna fall. There he is. What do you have today? Beetroot seeds. Ooh, okay. He also has pink petals. And tough. I don't really know what you use tough for, so that can stay there. I'm going to grow the beetroot here, even though it's going to drive me slightly crazy that it's not the same plant, but it's okay. And then... Oh. Do you not need water? How far does water reach? I thought I needed water like every other. Or the water has to be touching this, the wood. I mean, not the wood, the dirt. Okay. Oh my god. I got another head. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with these? I got another one. Now we have 2. Alright, yes, thanks. Take it. Alright. Source block. 4 hoed plots out. Oh, okay. 4. Oh, nice. Okay. Then that means I can put this one as dirt then. That's nice. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I've been making my farms all complicated. Okay. I am going to end here. I've been streaming for 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and end here. I am going to find somebody to raid, and I'm going to put my raid messages in chat. The first one is for followers, and the second one is for subscribers. Let's go ahead and find somebody to raid. Let's see. let's see. Um, we could raid into Oxy. He's streaming. Everybody else. I was actually playing a game that I was watching. It's that Pragmata game that I was interested in, but I'm really bad at games like that, so. Okay, let's go ahead and raid over. All right, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will be live again next week on Monday. I think on Monday. I posted I'll post my schedule over in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But I'll post my schedule over on the Discord and over on Twitter. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. Bye.